Live streaming is on.
Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is May the 6th, 2020. Strong hand, long-term thinking. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. Offended by selling. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. Personal responsibility is the new counterculture. Don't FOMO on alts. That'll be a reoccurring theme for today's show. Okay, follow me on Twitter, TechBalt, TECHBALT. Friday show is going to be This Week in Bitcoin, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. That's in Baltimore, New York, DC. Check it out. Retweet the show. It's a great way of supporting if you like it. All right, let's just jump right into the news. Hello, my elite friends. I forgot to welcome you here, okay? And if you got questions, I got answers. Type in questions if you're watching this live. Now, let's talk about the dark web. Ooh. Today, Rand published all 65 pages of its unredacted findings, concluding that while privacy coins may intuitively appear likely to be preferred by malicious actors due to their purported anonymity preserving features, there is little evidence to substantiate this claim. Oh, all sorts of tongue twisters there. Okay, so yeah, in the report, it shows that a lot of these dark web places mention Monero and want Monero, but people send Bitcoin. People are now. I don't know how they concluded who's using what exactly here, but this Rand report says it's still Bitcoin. So the criminals out there, they're not. A lot of times this report focused on Zcash a lot. People talk about privacy coins. They're like, well, the criminals are using the privacy coins. No, they're using Bitcoin. All right, so hey. And we've had guests on the show before that try to say that privacy is so important now. It's so important. Well, clearly it's not that important to certain people because they're sticking with the Bitcoin. So you can look at that report. Someone yesterday asked me the difference between this halving and the 2016 halving, and here is a tweet that tells you one difference. Bitcoin spot trading volumes have risen an astonishing 5,000% since the last halving. Combined average monthly trading volumes on Kraken, Binance, Bitfinex, Gemini, Coinbase, all of them, okay, rose from 0.5 billion in 2016 to over 27 billion this year. So big difference in trading volume on the legitimate exchanges. A lot more of it's going back and forth, faster. You know how trading volume works. Hey, I don't encourage that type of thing, but that's a big difference. That the whole crypto trading industry is a lot bigger. Pound that like button for those gamblers. Hey, we know to buy and hold here. Speaking of buy and hold, This Week in Bitcoin shows, they're linked to below. The last 8 that I did. One, it's an easy clickable link. You click on it. Then you get to watch all 8 of the more recent shows for those of you craving your This Week in Bitcoin fix. Speaking about This Week in Bitcoin, Rocky Palumbo has been on the show before, and he is a great guest. Who knows when he will return again. But I linked to his Twitter account below so that you can send him a DM. But he said this in the comment section, and I want to repeat what he said in the comment section to clear up something that we talked about yesterday. Hex, free claiming still works. There are people free claiming every day. I have helped many people free claim Hex. If you are having issues free claiming Hex, I am sure I can help you. Contact me on Twitter at Bitcoin Ascent. That is linked to below. So someone yesterday said they were having trouble getting that free crypto dividend. You can still get that free crypto dividend if you had Bitcoin at the address before a certain date in December. Again, never buy something that you get for free, but the great Rocky Palumbo, if you can't get it for free, Rocky Palumbo, if you're confused, need help, Rocky Palumbo can get you this freaky altcoin, this crypto dividend. And he probably could turn it into Bitcoin for you too. He could do the whole darn thing for you. He's a good guy. He's an honest man. I saw him in Vegas. Met him in person before. He's been on the show many times. You're familiar with him. And I want people are, oh, well, what's the next crypto dividend to come out? Okay, I don't know what the next one is, but this crazy one is out there. And for some reason, people are buying it when you can still get it for free. Okay, it's linked to below. Enough about that. So speaking about things that we get for free, BSV is something that you could get for free. If you got your Bitcoin, then you got your free Bcash, then you never, or you never claimed anything. You waited so long that you could claim the Bcash. Okay, we won't get into how you ended up with the BSV and whatnot. But here is, I can't believe this tweet in this day and age of bootlickers. I mean, these guys over at BSV, they're so hung up on following the law. I mean, in this day and age, people are bragging about being government bootlickers. It's unbelievable. This is from Calvin, billionaire Calvin, or I don't know if he's really billionaire. Who knows what he is? He's a wealthy man. All BSV miners would fall into line immediately and show the world which platform is law abiding. Dude, like, compliance over defiance? That's your interpretation of cryptocurrency? Hey, man, this is where the big boys play. If you want to be a compliant bootlicker, you think that gets people on your side and buying your coin. And it does. There are people out there who worship authority and want someone to tell them to be compliant to them and that they will be compliant. And law, this is the law coin. Yeah, okay. So there's his gimmick. What a gimmick. I mean, the bootlicking gimmick, hey? This is where the big boys play. If you want to do a bootlicking gimmick, I mean, there you go, BSV. So Whale Panda points out, sticking with the BSV topic here, that now Calvin on Twitter has said that the way that Fake Toshi will get the coins, the Satoshi coins, the Bitcoin Satoshi coins, is from a court order to make the miners change things and give him the coins. Yeah, I mean, that kind of defeats the purpose of like having the ability. I mean, if they're really your coins, you should be able to get them yourself. So, I mean, they're straight up revealing what the game plan is, what it's been all along. And people have been saying we're one step closer now to some type of legal agreement between the guy suing them, and where they'll say, well, you can't, the court and the plaintiff and the defendant, they all agree that there will be compensation through BSV, and that the BSV miners will have to take Fake Toshi's original coins that for some reason he can't access and give it to him. So the plan probably all along has been to take the Satoshi Nakamoto coins that are been a fork of a fork that are stuck in BSV and give millions of BSV to Fake Toshi, and they'll give some to the guy suing him or whatever. That I don't even know the whole nonsense. The dude in Florida, and the people love those dudes so much in BSV, they will love it. They'll be like, yes, miners, give Fake Toshi BSV. Let us enrich him. Let us. These coins that we're never going to move, let's just give it to him because he's really the guy. He just lost his keys or something like that. So, yeah, Whale Panda says this is what everyone expected to be their end game, admitting that Fake Toshi doesn't have access to the coins and can't get access to the coins except by court order. They can only get coins on BSV this way. Good luck trying that on Bitcoin. Of course, they're not going to try that on Bitcoin. You can't do that on Bitcoin. Get miners to say, oh, you're really Satoshi Nakamoto, so we're going to give you all these coins that we're never going to move. All right. Now, so if BSV, with all this nonsense that we just, ego coin, compliance, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, this is a very interesting experiment, too. I find it fascinating to see this play out, that there are people saying, oh, yeah, they're his coins, really, they're his coins. How it will affect the price of BSV once he gets millions of BSV. I mean, he'll be doing quite well for himself. Will he dump it all, and will all the shills be like, I'm sticking with it? We'll see. but it's a really interesting experiment in psychology and how these altcoins work, how centralized they are. So, and it's quite centralized if you can court order the miners, which are basically Calvin, I guess, to change, to move coins from a long time ago into somebody else's wallet. All right. So if BSV with all this nonsense can be the number 6 on coin market cap, okay, why not have Hex be number 9? Okay, why not? Because that's, I think Hex would be like number 9 if it actually is worth a penny. Now, I mean, it shows the lack of investment sophistication in this space, okay? All these dudes crowding around egos and trying to jump on the hottest thing, you know, altcoin flavors of the month. The pure gambling stuff. But hey, I'm not complaining at all. I think it is absolutely fascinating. Let people pump their coins to the top 10 when they're so centralized around people's egos. That I will stick with Bitcoin. I will, because I know there is no ego in Bitcoin. There is no it's not centralized around one person. Well, I mean, it might be around a dead person might have made it or whatever, but he's not coming back. And I mean, it's just the reason these coins pump. It's the BitConnect logic. Well, I assume the reason people buy stuff like BSV and Hex, which they could have gotten for free, both of them, it's a BitConnect type of logic. That hey, that all this dumb money keeps buying it. It's not over yet. People keep buying into it. There's so much dumb money that believe all this stuff, and I'm not dumb, so I will be able to beat the other dumb money. That's the logic there. But again, the game of musical chairs, it ends eventually. We saw that happen with BitConnect, of course. Now, I don't think these guys will have a BitConnect type of fall, but you know, it'll be interesting to see how long they play it off. I'm just amazed at people who buy into the egos. They really want to be compliant bootlickers and enjoy that. I mean, and that's just a personality type that I just cannot comprehend. And I don't know. I thought cryptocurrency and especially Bitcoin, it was supposed to be rebels and not being defiance. We've created our own new version, better version of money. Okay, so Square earnings report and so pound that like button. Square's earnings report shows that $306 million in revenue from Bitcoin sales. Oh my, that is a lot. This is in a quarter marked by one of Bitcoin's worst sell-offs in history. Okay, so Bitcoin, there's a lot of bad press around all financial instruments, especially in the middle of March. There was a lot of bad press around the whole freaking world, yet they were bringing in a lot of revenue through Bitcoin. So there is a solid base of individuals out there that know, okay, it was on sale. I'm buying it. I'm going to keep on buying it. I understand the halving hype, et cetera, et cetera. It's not just hype. It's freaking reality. Now, Square's gross profit from Bitcoin sales nearly doubled from the last quarter. It went up 90% based on, and the firm reported that volumes were up 72% quarter over quarter and 367% year over year. And obviously it's on Cash App as part of Square. I don't have to go into all the specifics. The conclusion there is, hey, that's bullish. That the individuals are piling. I'm glad to see that some individuals are smart. They're getting in before they're not going to be complaining in a few years saying, oh, why did Wells Fargo beat me to the punch? No, you're beating them to the punch. So good job, Jack Dorsey, with your company. I never used it, but hey, clearly a lot of people are using it, and the revenue, the profits keep growing for you. More power to you. You are in motion. Here is a map. Ever wondered what the geographic distribution of Bitcoin's hash rate may look like? Now there's a map for that. Well, for those of you who enjoy maps, you can see a map that's got a big dot in China, all right? But it does show the potential. It shows where it is in other countries, and that if ever something happened in China, that there are other great countries out there with individuals or in companies mining Bitcoin that could easily take over. It's distributed all over the world. All right, so you can, if those of you who enjoy maps. I know in this day of the virus, people are obsessed with looking at those like Johns Hopkins maps. I've never even looked at those things. They're so ridiculous. They just scare people. But hey, look, this is a better map to look at than the Johns Hopkins freaking map. Now, let me see if there were any questions here. We're going to talk about Justin's son in a second. This is hilarious because Justin's son got some stimulus money or whatever you want to call it from the United States government. Or at least he's saying that. I see Rocky is in the house. That's great. And it's and JC's in the house. Very, very good. Other dudes just, you get nice shirt, Meister. Yeah, thank you. This is one of my favorites. You can get shirts like this. They're linked to below. They're Satoshi Nakamoto. This shirt is more Satoshi Nakamoto than Fake Toshi is. Okay, and Nintendo. I'm sure you guys enjoy. Some people love a Nintendo flashback. So let's move on to Justin's son here, and so people love to hate the dude, and what's being claimed on Twitter, and this just might be a way to get attention. Okay, it could just be because he likes to get attention, or what is it here? Justin's son's Tron platform, which maintains the Tron blockchain, has received U.S. government aid of more than $2 million in coronavirus relief, according to a post on the platform's Chinese WeChat channel. The grant was for salary protection, which is available to U.S. companies suffering from the effects of the coronavirus crisis, and the money does not need to be repaid, according to the post published Tuesday. And so here's the thing, dudes. This is what happens when the governments, let's go to California here. Just focus on California. When California shuts down businesses, when they tell a dude who owns a business in San Francisco and Justin's son owns a business in San Francisco that they can't work, okay, because of some virus. So he's claimed his people can't work. So he's getting money for them, okay? I mean, that is what the money is being. Everyone's getting their piece of the pie. Now, is he a Chinese national? I don't even know what the dude is. Okay, but your people are screaming about Justin's son. What you don't shut down companies. That's the bigger thing we're forgetting here. We let's not live in a fascist country that picks winners and losers like China does. Okay, so you can say, oh, it's horrible. He took $2 million. All right, but they shut his company down, okay? His people can't walk to the office anymore, all right? So you don't like that he's rich already. Okay, I get it. But there's something bigger here. The original wrong was shutting down the San Francisco and not letting his workers work, okay? And there you go. So yeah, he got his $2 million. That triggered, and there shouldn't have been any printing of money to bail out anyone. There shouldn't have been any need to bail anyone out. It comes back to the government. It comes back to the government's orders around these, the fascist government's orders around this virus panic. Okay, there would be no need to print trillions of dollars and write all sorts of checks if that had not happened. But that happened, and once that happened, that set a lot of things in motion. Okay, and a lot of it, you know what? If you own Bitcoin, it's going to be very, very good to you, okay? Because they did print up some of this money. So he's taking some of the money. Big deal. You have Bitcoin. There you go. Pound that like button. And it's not like the dude's my friend or anything like that, but look at the bigger picture here before you get distracted by, oh, he's taking my tax money. He's doing this to me. Oh, so unpatriotic, this, that, and the other. Do you know all the companies and individuals that are making up all sorts of excuses to get their piece of, once the government prints trillions of dollars, do you not understand there's going to be intense amount of corruption trying to grab that money? That's why you stick with something like Bitcoin that there is not corruption in, okay? And and so in altcoin land, there could be corruption too. You print your own money. He's involved in something that's similar to dollar printing. Okay, that's it. That's his business. Some of you like it. Some of you can do it. You can gamble on his son and on his ego, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All right, so the halving will be what, next Monday night or something like that. We're closer. The halving clock is linked to below. I really want to go running soon. It's getting dark outside. Okay, we're not going to talk about the. I'm going to have a really cool, I filmed something yesterday when I was in a rush outside, and it's going to debut maybe on Saturday, maybe next Saturday. it is pretty hilarious what happened to me on the streets of LA. It's really good. Being defiant is you can catch some pretty awesome things out there. When you actually go outside, I caught something on tape that was really cool that I think a lot of people, I really enjoyed it. You can see me get really excited when this happens. Oh, giving you a little preview there, not telling you what it is though. All right, so here is from someone, this is from ARCA. They have an article, you can read it. He has a quote in there, Jeff Dorman, I think said this, there ain't enough Bitcoin to satisfy demand. We shall see. We shall see. That's what these halvings really are about. People start realizing, wait a second, people keep buying this and there's not as much out there on the market anymore. What will happen if there's not enough Bitcoin to satisfy demand? What will happen to the Bitcoin price? It's a very simple concept, very simple concept. I know Plan B makes very complicated graphs about it. But hey, that's a way to talk about it in cowboy terms, so everyone understands. There ain't enough Bitcoin to satisfy demand. Let's see it, baby. Let's bring it on. Bring it on. We're one day closer to an all-time high. Strong hand, 2024 halving. All right. So 2024 halving is in 46 months only, right? Getting you pumped already. Hey, is this the return of the ICO? There's a bill in California. New bill would presume that digital assets are not securities in California. California is the tech hub of the United States of America. Silicon Valley is, at least. And if California actually adopts this, and then the SEC could adopt it also, this could become the federal policy, because there's so many people out there, and I'm not one of them, like to say, well, these ICOs, they're securities. Ripple is a security. Stop them. It's horrible. It's terrible. Well, California, again, bill would presume digital assets are not to be securities in California. So I hope that passes. And so if that happens and it's recognized in the United States, I mean, I'm kind of going down the path here a little bit, then yeah, anyone could print their own money, basically. Print their own digital money. ICOs would be back. They wouldn't be subject to securities laws because they wouldn't be securities. They would be digital assets. And I like that. I think that's great. I think people should be able to make their own cryptocurrencies and their own ICOs and whatever, and buyer beware. Learn the hard way, okay? If you're obsessed with people's egos and you want to buy an ICO based on their ego, then great. You don't need the United States government saying, I got to protect you from ego coin, man. I got to protect you from fake Toshi. No, you should be able to figure it out on your own, okay? Okay, if you trust someone like fake Toshi at this point, I mean, learn the hard way. You don't need the United States government to say, maybe you shouldn't be trusting that too. So here is, and on the same wavelength here, we got Tortemeister saying, we still don't know if XRP is a security. Oh, well, what matters is that it's a centralized token. So I agree with that. Well, first of all, I don't care if it's going to be called, I just mentioned that. I don't care if people want to call it a security or not. What's important when you're judging, when you're trying to buy something, is it centralized or decentralized? The thing is totally centralized. Oh, the freaking guys who created it got tons of it off the market that they could completely dump, and all the people who value their freaking wealth in it will get destroyed, okay? They can change the monetary policy anytime they want to. It's centralized. It's pre-printed. It's ridiculous. Okay, that's what you should be focusing on and telling people about if you're concerned that people are confused about the difference between XRP and Bitcoin. You start screaming, oh, it's a security. It should be regulated. No. That's not going to, people aren't going to react well to that. It's better to just say what it is. There's so many of them pre-printed. They're owned by a lot of individuals. It's a freaking company. It could be sued. It could be this, that. It's not Bitcoin. There you go. There's your difference. Don't worry about what the Security Exchange Committee has to say. Commission, whatever the frick they're called. I'm not going to call a government agency by its correct name. I have no respect for them. Pound that like button. Now, finally, so we're talking about ICOs, securities, et cetera, Ego coin mania is out there. You got to hand it to BSV and Hex. They beat these people to the punch, what I'm about to say. And Udi summarizes it pretty nicely. He's always vicious to Ethereum, so I'm not vicious to Ethereum. New Ethereum plebe fad. Personal tokens. People issue their own S-coin and bet the SEC won't notice. ETH fans cheer as their friends destroy their lives. Okay. As I said, I don't think the SEC shouldn't give a darn that people on Ethereum now are creating these personal tokens. You're tokenizing yourself. The guy from the New Jersey Nets, or Brooklyn Nets, Spencer Dinwiddie, he made a token for himself. And Akon, is he a rapper? He made a token for himself, not on Ethereum. This might be a new thing now. People just thinking they're getting around certain laws that I don't think hopefully will not exist. And they're just, well, I'm tokenizing myself. Might be a new thing. I welcome that. People should be able to make tokens based on their egos. And clearly we have people that have beat them to the punch in Ego Coin, in Hex, whatever you want to call it, and BSV. They were early adopters of this. Hey, we're awesome dudes. This coin is me. I mean, Hex is him. Hex really is him. It's saying, I believe in this guy. And then when a person tokenizes themselves, Spencer Dinwiddie, the NBA player, you're like, well, I believe in this guy. He's going to play better, and he'll be able to make more money, and thus it'll go up in value. So right now it lives in a gray zone. If such thing is even legal, I don't give a darn about that, because I don't think maybe the SEC will follow California's recommendation. That is not an official recommendation yet. You get it, dudes. So let people ICO their bodies. I don't give a rat's. I say compete. Don't complain. It'll bring some innovation to the overall space. Don't go tattling to the SEC on these people. These informants out there. All right. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Motion Disrupt Meister. Let me go check the questions real quick. Spread the word, dudes. Pound that like button. Bang that bell button. I'm going to go running. Thanks a lot, dude. I'm just seeing if there were questions. No one typed in the name or anything. Take back your liberty and buy more Bitcoin. Yeah, that is a peaceful way of doing it. That really is. And 123 NoScript said he just bought another Bitcoin. You typed in Bitcoin Meister. Just type it for future reference. That doesn't change colors here, because this is my backup channel, Proud Zionist Jew. So you type in Proud Zionist Jew, and it will get my attention. But what did you say here? Let me just leave. I just bought another Bitcoin. Nothing is stopping me from getting me to my personal accumulation goal. In 2032, there will be 500 million users. All right. I want to build wealth for that year. I mean, that's long-term thinking. That is conviction. Just like I have conviction. Hey, man, different platforms go down for me. I got some of you are listening to this right now. You're getting a new show every day, no matter what the platforms do or say. Okay, so pound that like button. I'm Adam Meister, Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. It's getting dark in here. Subscribe to the channel and bang the bell button. I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully a little bit earlier than this. Going to go running now. Bye-bye.